It's Rachael and John, and it's episode 61. The second
You had to
one
look at your paper.
of 20. Nope, I knew it because, as you know, I was very frustrated with Dropbox today, but not taking I was searching the number 61 all through Dropbox, but doesn't matter. Anyways, it's Rachael and John. As we said, this is the second podcast of 2025, and we are here at 5 Foster Plaza. We always appreciate if you come down and hang out with us between 5 and 6 while we're recording this, because there's typically you made a new arrangement that there would be snacks.
So we always have snacks, but as I said to our guests tonight, they're always like the Giant Eagle, like twofers, like buy one, get one, or 2 for $18.99. That's how much the Frito-Lay ones were. So my kids were not getting those in their lunches this week, but I have them here. So what we're starting is next week, we will have different foodies, different restaurants, different places that you love, confectionaries we'll call them, who are going to essentially sample for our guests. And next week, do you know who it is?
I don't.
Dun, dun, dun. I knew he would do the dun dun duns. The Cheese Queen.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we don't just
get here. No, don't get here because I want it all for myself.
Yeah.
Cheese Queen, plan for 100, please. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So pretty
that's
exciting.
Awesome.
So that just entices you more to come down, enjoy the happy hour, hang out with us, and check out all of the amazing guests. We have some great guests today. But before we get into who our guests are, we have a couple of blog posts that we need to talk about.
And so one of them is the fact that somebody decided to go allegedly steal 25 terrible towels at the Giant Eagle, if you're from Pittsburgh, Giant Eagle in Cranberry, and try to go sell them.
Who does
that? I get it. Like, that's a valuable tool. First, it's a nonprofit that benefits from it. So there's that.
So that should make you feel like a crappy person.
The second thing is I looked up, and on average, I guess at a tailgate, you could probably get $20 cash for a terrible towel. So times that by 25 terrible towels, how much money are you actually making to turn that in?
Way too much time into this.
Right. Well,
it's just a bad
dumb
thing.
Criminals, we love you, you Jagoffs.
Well, I was just going to say, we try to make a point of reminding people that the term Jagoff, of course, we say it if we're driving, or if John is driving and angry, or if someone cuts you off, or if somebody parks incorrectly, or the dumb criminals. But we have coined it over the last almost decade, a term of endearment. How have you been, you Jagoff? If you're at the airport, if you're at Giant Eagle, it is the Pittsburgh word, and so many different things fall under that umbrella. But it's our due diligence that we have to point out some of these
No
jags.
question. In the meantime, you wrote one.
Here's what was happening. We were driving 65 south. Was it north?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't know
Yep.
I'm the worst proximity ever. We're driving down 65.
Up.
Driving up 65, I look to the right, and we are looking at a gas station. And both of us at the exact same time, when we looked to the right, saw this vehicle. We've all done it because we have not had a winter like this in so long. It is so cold. You kind of half get your car wiped off. Nobody is really taking the time to effectively move the snow. So it was the most perfect line drawn directly down
the middle of the windshield. The windshield. No, I hadn't said it yet.
Oh, the windshield.
Yes.
Sorry.
You can see that if you're watching the part of it, you'll see
it.
But yeah, in Pittsburgh, it's the sleeve cleaner offer, right?
Right.
You just
it was even too cold for that.
But they didn't do the other side. They didn't, yeah.
And my analogy was maybe that would be something we would do, because you would intentionally leave the snow so I could not see the manner in which you drive. Right? I mean, that is a true story because you drive.
But it is the law. Clean off your windshield. Yeah,
it's a law.
Right.
It's the law, you Jagoff. Anyway, a couple of things that are going on. We were at Rohrich Toyota today. They were asking, what do you guys have going on in January? This is one of the coldest, and nobody wants to do anything Januaries I've ever been in. Agreed? We literally have not had much going on.
It's been a while.
Yeah. So the one thing we make a point to talk about is that on January the 30th at Flower Power Studios, which is a cooking studio for kids, we are going to have what we call Dry January. Do not panic. It has nothing to do with alcohol, because
there will be alcohol there.
Yes, there will be alcohol there. Michaela has made sure of it. There is what we're calling a little alcohol happy hour from 6 to 7, where you can sip on some wines with the one and only Scott Baker from Jenny Lee Swirl Bread. You know them because they have been around forever, the McKees Rocks area. They are celebrating 150 years of 5 generations bakers.
How about that?
Pretty cool.
That's right.
So you can come hang out with us, and we will have 5 different foodies.
Testing.
Yeah.
What foodies will be there?
Oh, Oh, man.
Alex
Why
eats too
are
much.
You doing this? Okay,
Alex
one.
eats too much. Doug cooking.
Very good.
And
Burgh eats and treats.
Burgh eats and treats.
Cooking comedy chaos. And Nelly the food nerd.
How about that?
Teamwork.
Somehow it was
I
teamwork.
wouldn't look at Michaela because I knew she knew.
I cheated. I looked at
She
McKenna
moms me.
lip-syncing
Yeah,
it,
she was
right.
kind of letting us know. But basically, Scott has put out a bunch of baking mixes. They're like Duncan Hines, but they're Pittsburghized. And so you could do them from home of all the favorite Jenny Lee swirl bread type of items that he is launching. So the foodies are going to bake them. You get to taste test them and tell us which one's your favorite.
And when you're done, they're associated with a nonprofit, and Scott will be awarding some money to the nonprofit.
Pretty cool event. Yeah, so come hang out.
Which the bakers will be representing.
Yeah. So come eat, drink, and learn all about what to expect all year round with Jenny Lee Bakery. And, we want to make sure that you are checking out Jagoff all week long. So obviously the podcast happens every Friday. It drops as a podcast on Mondays. We do write blogs every single day, but we also do a couple of segments and we always forget to talk about them. One of them is called G-Jet. What does that mean? Well, we are a little bit lazy when it comes to our speech. It is, did you eat yet? And so instead, as Pittsburghers, we tend to jumble it all up and say G-Jet. So what we've done is they're not restaurant reviews. Instead, they are your nana, your bubba, your neighbor, your... Any other words you want to fill in?
No, I think you're good.
And it is their recipe for whatever. And we find out about them and we do a little video for about 2 to 3 minutes and teach you about the recipe.
And then there's where you at, because everybody in Pittsburgh, has a
Ends their
tendency
sentence
to
with a
end
preposition.
There you go. There you go. So where you at is not a neighborhood tour of, say, Lawrenceville or Brighton Heights or Kennedy Township. It's 3 micro areas, like micro neighborhoods. So let's say we come over to the Mattress Factory. Oh, how about that one?
That was really good.
And that's a
was
call
really
out
good.
to the future. Yeah. Anyways, we'd say, well, we're not going to tour the whole north side where the Mattress Factory is. We're going to tour the 4 streets or 5 streets. Where do you go to get dinner before you go to the Mattress Factory? Where can you go to get a beer?
EYB.
Those kind of things. So, yes.
Were you asking
me? So, where you at? And so, both of those tonight are our friends.
Grandpa Joe's.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a great time filming those. So essentially, instead of like going around the strip district or any of the locations in which Grandpa Joe's resides, we thought, let's just tour Grandpa Joe's for the Yinzer who hasn't been there to know all of the great things. What was your favorite part?
The part,
Wow.
I found out that you were a Yoo-hoo person.
I love Yoo-hoo.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
But my favorite part is when I get there and I get those chalky cigarettes, candy cigarettes. I love them. They're my
That was
addiction.
fun. Yeah.
And I had a
John
couple
can't
while
help.
we were there.
He just can't
I got
help
my
himself.
fix.
We found out about ice cream. They have an international department. And they told us about a local purveyor, which I'm going to forget where they... No, I do remember. They're out of Chartiers. I don't remember the name of the company, though. And they make chocolate and Reese's peanut butter covered Oreos.
Oh, yes.
That was the G-Jet. And I can't remember the name of the company. It will come to me, but shout out to them because I love that we can support local.
Yeah.
There you go.
So if you have a place where you want us to go, where you at, let's go find us and let us go do that. In the meantime, if you have one of these recipes that's really kind of, or a tradition where you put the Jesus in the middle of the table when you're making the ravioli, like
He references that all the time and there's no
because
context.
It's easy because I just did. I was just doing. And so if you have those kind of traditions, that's what we want to capture in the
But explain why. Because for my ravioli, we put the Jesus in the middle of the table.
Sure. I was
About
getting
that?
to that.
Oh,
Yes.
I didn't know you were.
All right. So anyways, it is John and Rachael, and this is your Jagoff. Tonight's show, we're going to talk about the Mattress Factory.
Are you excited about that?
I
I
am.
should turn in my Yinzer card because I've only been to events at the Mattress Factory. I need to get there. We're going to
And
learn more about it.
In the meantime, we're talking about the Bare Bones Theater with Patrick Jordan,
Yep.
who created that out in Braddock. A lot of B words there.
Lots of B's, a lot of alliteration. And I'm pulling in some North Hills peeps because my friend, Steve Hoza, he's here with his band, and there is a great little music interlude. So stay with us, enjoy your Jagoff Late Night, and we will be back with our guests.
I'm Scott Baker, president and founder of 5 Generation Bakers. You probably know us for our famous Jenny Lee swirl bread. We know Jenny Lee is delicious on its own, but we want to answer this question. How do you swirl with Jenny Lee?
Welcome to People's Clean Hydrogen Pilot Program. Here sits no ordinary container. It's a drop-in unit that transforms natural gas into clean, cost-effective hydrogen that can provide you with affordable, safe, and reliable energy with as few emissions as possible, removing carbon and making a product, not a pollutant. So no, it's no ordinary box. It's a powerful decarbonization tool, and just one of the ways Peoples is innovating the future of energy. Welcome to People's Clean Hydrogen Pilot Program. Here sits no ordinary container. It's a drop-in unit that transforms natural gas into clean, cost-effective hydrogen that can provide you with affordable, safe, and reliable energy with as few emissions as possible, removing carbon and making a product, not a pollutant. So no, it's no ordinary box. It's a powerful decarbonization tool, and just one of the ways Peoples is innovating the future of energy.
Mancini's Bakery, 97 years in business and still getting better. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. That's where you will see various Pittsburgh personalities like Gretchen McKay, Super Bowl MVP Santonio Holmes, KDKA's own Mary Hours, and WPXI's Jenna Harner, learning how to make the famous Italian twist bread. Follow Mancini Bakery on Instagram and Facebook, and remember to ask for Mancini's.
Rachael and John back to late night, and I can't believe this, that over in the north side, buried in the north side, is the Mattress Factory. Mm-hmm. And in the introduction, you said you hadn't really been there?
I've been there for events. I have not gone for an exhibit. Yeah, I'm embarrassed to say that. You know, and Danny Bracken, welcome, obviously.
Thank you.
Yes, we want to bring you into this conversation as quickly as possible because I'm embarrassed to say we talk about when we live here, we're procrastinators. Obviously, we've been to the Carnegie Museums because the kids go for their field trips. You end up volunteering as the parent volunteer. But it's one of those places that I see the exhibits all the time and go, wow, I need to go there. And I think, oh, I'll get there. So this is going to make me do it.
Yes, come on by. We have something new always to see. Yeah. Lots of new exhibits always happening. So it's great.
Yeah, I guess, and I concur with you. Like, we were there for the Table Magazine kickoff or something like that.
Yeah, there've been a couple of different.
I think, when you're local, you're like, I'll get there eventually, and sometimes family comes to town, bring them over.
Yeah, exactly.
And events are a good time to come by too, because usually the galleries are open. You can see some things.
Sure.
Yeah.
So let's get started with that.
Wait, you're the director of exhibits, is that right?
Yeah, director of exhibitions.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's an awesome job.
Yeah, it's an amazing job. It's something that's always kind of new and changing. I'm always learning things. I get to work with all these amazing artists in this incredible building, and I feel really lucky to have the job.
Yeah.
So let's go way back up the river a minute because let's talk about what is the Mattress Factory for those Inzers who don't know. Now we know that it's there. We're not that bad.
Sure.
Talk about that, please.
So the Mattress Factory is a contemporary art museum that's been around for almost 50 years. We've been working on the north side with artists to develop new exhibitions. So we have a kind of combined production and presentation platform. We invite artists to come from all over the world. They live in a building around the corner while they're here working. Sometimes that's 6 to 8 weeks. And we have staff that help them build their exhibits, and we give them a budget, we give them a per diem, and really kind of follow them where they want to go. A lot of times we leave the engagements pretty open-ended. We're not saying, give us a plan, we need to work this way, da-da-da. We try to be as open as possible to their process, and then have these really kind of long exhibitions. Right now we're doing like year-long exhibitions, so the work is up for quite a long time. And that allows for the work to kind of change over time. We're in 3 different buildings on the north side, so you have to kind of get into the neighborhood a little bit too, which I think is a unique quality to it. Absolutely. And it's an old mattress warehouse. It was a Stearns & Foster warehouse that 6 stories right in the middle of a residential neighborhood. And then we have 2 other buildings. One is a old residential home. One is a kind of old storefront. And we have artists come and do new projects in these spaces.
So unique. Such a different, I mean, is that something, if you're not an artsy person, is that something that you would expect in other cities? That it's kind of immersed in a neighborhood like that?
Not typically. I mean, of course, there are some parallels between other institutions, but usually it's like cultural district or museum campus or something. So that's kind of a unique thing where you have to kind of get into the neighborhood a little bit. You know, the museum kind of came up at a time when a lot of people were leaving the north side and there was all this space. And so it created this opportunity to do something kind of radical. You know, at the time especially, there was the kind of collecting institutions, your Carnegies, whatever, and your kind of commercial galleries, and places like the Mattress Factory came around and gave an opportunity for artists to do more radical things that were ephemeral, things that, you know, were large scale, things where you cut a big hole in the floor and, you know, kind of more dramatic things that a normal institution might not allow for.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Right.
Now, are you originally from Pittsburgh?
No, I've been here for 17 years.
Who asked him to come on? I'm not sure.
No,
it's all right.
No,
17's
and
a
it
good
was
number,
really wondering because for us who are originally from Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
we're amazed at the fact that Pittsburgh has something like this.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this is not your typical, this is not the grandfather and grandmother, you know, art kind of galleries we would go to. So we're amazed that this kind of stuff comes to our hometown.
It is a unique place. I've traveled all over the world, and it is a special place. And I think the fact that, you know, we're producing the work in the galleries,
right,
and it's the first time that people are seeing this work, and it's a place of experimentation. And then there's, you know, these great exhibitions to be seen. So it is a special place, and it's a really great treasure for our city and our region and our state.
And as I mentioned, this is a unique job, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we love to interview people who have these unique jobs. So do you do the guided tours? Do you, like, where does your job start and end?
We're a small institution, so you kind of do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, right. Jack of all trades kind of thing.
But my primary job is to kind of work with the artists in trying to figure out how to manifest what they're thinking. Okay. So we have kind of long engagements. It's about 18 months from the initial engagement to the opening of a show. We invite the artist to come to Pittsburgh for a site visit, get to know the space, get to know Pittsburgh, maybe find some partnerships with other organizations or other people. And it's my job to kind of shepherd that project along, help them figure out how to take this idea and translate it into an exhibition.
So how many weeks or months ahead of time are you working on the next two exhibitions?
About a year and a half to two years in advance of kind of first starting conversations with the artist, trying to say...
He's saying in total.
Total. And then the show runs for another year.
So
wow.
It varies a little bit.
Sure.
But
so do you have to sort of have 3 of them or 4 of them going on at any one time, or no? It's just
it's
this
more
one
than that.
And the next
it's
one.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
really?
Well, typically we're kind of working with one artist at a time. We have kind of one exhibition opening at a time, but so like this year we're working with 5 different artists on new projects.
Okay.
But then we're also working at 26 and 27 artists as well. So there's a lot of kind of different timelines that are existing in my brain.
Of course.
You have to be a very organized person, which
John is so envious right now.
Yes.
He's like, I don't know how. Yeah.
Right. I don't know.
Tell us what's there right now. What can we expect?
Oh gosh, we have so many great projects on right now. We just opened a show in November with a young British artist, Eugene Mackey, who works with video and sculpture. It's this kind of monumental installation using thousands of pieces of cardboard and wood. We opened a fantastic show with artist Azza El Sadiq in our lower level gallery.
You said that very well.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to read that one
We've
either.
been working on it a year and a half.
Yeah, we've been working together for 2 years. Yeah. Azza's fantastic. And that work is a giant welded steel sculpture with ceramic and water and video, and there's scent as part of it as well.
Wow.
So yeah, there's I could keep going. We have a lot of trains on view right now.
Yes.
Artists using trains. Artists are kind of working with a lot of different materials, and we try to, figure out solutions all the time for their projects.
I love the fact that it's original every time it comes there. Nobody has seen this before because it's created right there.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, typically it's something that's never been seen before. Sometimes artists are bringing elements or components from their studio, but generally the work is actually being fabricated in the space that the artists are working. That they're exhibiting.
Yeah.
Part of it is the kind of monumental scale of things. We have to bring the raw material in the space. Oz's exhibition, for example, it's in a basement, downstairs in our galleries there, and it's so much steel, welded steel all through there. So you couldn't really bring it on a truck easily.
Okay.
Sure.
Wow.
Where can everybody find you, follow you, all that good stuff, and make plans to actually come see all this great
so
stuff?
you can see what we're doing at mattress.org. And of course, the social media things are all there.
All the things, all the platforms until Sunday, from what we hear. Don't go on TikTok.
Yeah. I don't even know if we're on TikTok.
I don't. Yeah, it's okay. So we do know that you brought us a junk drawer gift, but in the meantime, as you're getting that ready, question of the day is: we typically say, "What's that song? Your go-to song whenever you're karaokeing, or the song you?" But instead, you're at a wedding. What song comes on that you got to hit the dance floor? Are you a Macarena person? Are you let me see that Tootsie Roll.
Like a Jackson 5, ABC. It's hard not to dance to that.
Yeah, you missed Rachael Bingo with not saying Man in the Mirror. By the way, this is Danny Bracken, the director of exhibitions at the Mattress Factory that we're talking to. Now, before we let you go, the requirement is that we have some kind of junk drawer. Not because we're trying to just...
We want gifts.
We just want to fill our own junk drawer. So we want the stories behind them.
Yeah. Well, I got the email and I found this great old postcard from the Mattress Factory. I'm not sure exactly what year it is, but it's a great, I don't know if you can see this, but it's a great kind of illustration screen print of the old warehouse building.
That's pretty cool.
So, it was kind of buried in the back there.
I love that you put so much time in.
Press your nose on your computer screen or your iPhone when you're watching this.
Danny Bracken, thank you so much for joining us. We really enjoyed you. And for real, we need to come. We need to do a where you at from there so we can
come on by. I'll give you a tour.
Okay.
Show you around.
We're in. Sounds great.
Yes. I want to cut a hole in the floor.
Oh my gosh. Stay with us. We're talking to Patrick Jordan next on your Jagoff Late Night.
Welcome to People's Clean Hydrogen Pilot Program. Here sits no ordinary container. It's a drop-in unit that transforms natural gas into clean, cost-effective hydrogen that can provide you with affordable, safe, and reliable energy with as few emissions as possible, removing carbon and making a product, not a pollutant. So no, it's no ordinary box. It's a powerful decarbonization tool, and just one of the ways Peoples is innovating the future of energy.
I've been thinking that Rohrich Automotive needs a new jingle.
Rohrich Automotive got the best cars around Pittsburgh.
Driving a Rohrich, I bought it at Rohrich. Picked up my new car at Rohrich Automotive. I got friends at Rohrich Automotive where the staff is nice and the dealership's loaded with brand new cars. And you can drive real far.
You're so juvenile. There's so much happening in here that the entire Where You At is from your store. So take us around. Tell us what we can expect.
Hold on. I requested certain things in my green room. And Chris, I'm a little,
I got you.
I can't go
I
on
didn't forget.
Oh, sweet.
Right.
Take us through the first stop, Chris, please.
My first stop would be some ice cream. I know it's cold outside, but you can never say no for ice cream. Every day is a good day for ice cream.
I agree.
We have 16 flavors, hand scooped, of Perry's ice cream, some of the best ice cream that's out there.
Do you have a favorite? And I know you're going to say no because you're going to say it's just like being a dad of all your children. You can't pick just one.
Oh, I have a favorite.
Okay,
child.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
He said child.
same. But what's your favorite flavor?
My favorite flavor is going to be chocolate marshmallow.
Where else are we going to go?
Oh, international candy.
It's Rachael and John, and listen, there is nothing like paybacks. Is a because our current guest, Patrick Jordan from the Barebones Black Box Theater out in Braddock. So many things right there.
Fast 3 times.
And the fact that I got through it. Yeah, so welcome, first of all. We were just telling all of our other guests in the audience here, which you're always invited down here to 5 Foster Plaza to hang out with us, but we did this to you. We were on our way to an event and watched the play, and you're like, guy, you called us like 5. Are you close? Are you close? We kept saying
he was talking like this. All guys over here.
And we weren't. We didn't make it. We were close, but we were not. We were no cigar.
We're close enough. Well, it's tricky because in our theater, you have to walk through the set to get to your seats.
Yes.
So it kind of once
Right.
there's really no late seat.
Right.
Yeah.
So we appreciate the fact that you came on here because we've been to your theater. It's fantastic, and the amount of effort that you put into the productions out there is incredible. So, and now you look around here, and you're like, wow, these guys put a lot of effort into this. And we
I'm noticing.
No, we borrow it all.
They don't even know we're here.
Well, let me get the number of who you're borrowing this stuff from because I want all of it.
Patrick, you truly are a legend in our city, and
I don't know about
it
that.
truly it is. It's an honor. You set us up, years ago now, during COVID, I believe, with so many different amazing people who are behind the scenes, cinematographers, et cetera, and have done so many great movies and things here in Pittsburgh, and you're among them, and you have such a grace about you because you come up with your performances, your plays, your acts. They're always different, right? Like Misery was one that everybody recognizes.
That was one of the few that.
But more often they're not. They're more I don't know what's the word. Not obscure, but
They just haven't been heard of. A lot of the things that we do with Barebones are Pittsburgh premieres. So a lot of the shows have obviously never been done here before. So I would say about 80 or 90% of the shows we've done have never been performed in Pittsburgh, and a lot of them are world premieres.
yeah.
And you're typically rotating how many plays, how many productions?
About
throughout the
3
year?
right now.
Okay.
Hopefully we can stretch it to 4, but we'll see how things go.
Because part of that is, again, your dedication to creating the sets. Even I remember when Misery was coming out, you said it includes hitting the ankles with a hammer.
So Misery,
hate he brings
so
this
the
up
Misery
every time.
show, yeah, we were really fortunate in that we had the bed rig. If you know the story of Misery, someone gets hobbled. Spoiler alert.
Legit, yeah.
And we got the Broadway bed rig that was Bruce Willis's. With Bruce Willis's legs were cast in the legs that we had in the thing. So we had that. We had a turntable. Well, I had 2 years off with the pandemic.
Right.
So we wanted to come back with something big. So we had a motorized turntable and a revolving set, and it was amazing. And the bed the hobbling, people still talk about it. It was pretty amazing.
And actors that you have doing this, these are people that come in from out of town.
We sometimes have people come in from out of town. We looked to Pittsburgh first because we really believe in the artistic community in Pittsburgh. But we have had some amazing actors come in, and some actors have gotten their start with us and then gone on to massive careers.
Wow, how about that?
See them on TV shows and movies all over.
Kind of like you.
Well,
I mean,
Much
not
bigger
just
parts
the
than
PA
me.
lottery people.
Yes. We were talking to the groundhog.
oh,
right?
you talked to.
No, you.
oh yeah,
you-
I have talked
You've
to
talked
the second most famous groundhog in Pennsylvania.
Yes,
I've
yeah,
been
that's your
fortunate
celebrity
enough to talk
fact.
to that.
But
That's my
even more
guy.
importantly, what is at the Lindsay right now that you may have been a part of, the Lindsay Theater?
Oh, the Lindsay. That is Basic
Psych,
Psych.
yeah.
The film there. Yeah, that's
How about
right.
that?
That's still playing there.
Look
right
at
now.
you.
That's great. I had a mustache and some chops, and they put a lot of fake tattoos on me, and I was a hitman.
Okay. Don't tell me anymore because I want to see it. I really do. I want to go.
Like you couldn't be the nicer guy, and to see you as a hitman,
I get typecast. I'm either a cop or it's just a jerk. I almost said it.
Jag.
A jag. I'm either Jagoff. Yeah.
Right.
I'm either a Jagoff. I can say that here.
You can.
I'm with my people.
But even more importantly, you do have a performance that is coming up that we may actually not call you and just show up, walk through the set, and plop our butts down. When is it and what is it?
It opens on January 31st, goes to February 16th. It's called Unreconciled by Jay Sefton. It's an autobiographical piece. It's a one-man show. He wrote this play. He was cast as Jesus in his school play, and it was directed by the parish priest. And there was an abuse took place, and the play is kind of it's about that, but it's about so much more than that. There's tons of humor through it, but it takes you through this Philadelphia neighborhood. He plays like masterfully, 16 different characters.
Wow.
You've got his father, you've got this, and it takes you through the reparations program that he had to do that was set up by the Catholic Church, and where it went through, and just basically throughout this process, you could go to a dark place, but he found the light and basically found his voice in it. So it's about community, family, and all those things, and it's amazing.
It's what date again?
The 31st of January and goes till February the 16th. And it's directed by someone you might know as an actress. Her name's Geraldine Hughes. And if you IMDb her, she's massive and all these things. But she's been on Broadway. She's done all these things. But she played Little Marie in Rocky Balboa and I'm a Rocky guy, so I'm kind of freaked out. So I finally have gotten a piece of the Rocky pantheon
There
in the Barebones family.
How cool is that? Yeah. So what has it been like gearing up for this? So how long, we were just asking Danny with the Mattress Factory, how long this takes. What typically goes into the production?
Well, the production, I mean, it changes from production to production. We put together seasons of shows and stuff. So we've been planning this for a while. But this one was special because this just came... I just kind of, this script kind of fell into my lap a few months ago. So we kind of shifted things around because I read the script and I was like, well, this is amazing, but I wanted to see something. So they sent me a video with some clips from a previous, like a workshop production of the show. And I was blown away by Jay, what Jay brought to this. And the page, I was hooked. And so that was it. So I moved our season around in order to kind of kick things off with this show.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like I rarely come across something that makes me want to be like, I have to do this like tomorrow. So
I'm not kidding when I tell you this. John wants to create a Jagoff play. I'm not kidding, Patrick. And you're the guy.
I tell you the truth. Tell me.
I'll write
And
it. Well,
somewhere along the way, you have to sing some kind of parody of the song in Greece because that's Rachel's wish.
That's my dream, and nobody will make it happen.
Sing Greece.
I just want to be Rizzo.
Can I use a Pittsburgh accent?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Can we turn like a Jagoff thing with Greece? Like,
Yes.
should we have like a Grease off?
Right.
Yes.
Kind of a thing? Okay. All right. We can make this happen.
Yes.
See?
I know people.
I mean, we
Yes,
put him on the
you
spot
do.
in front of everybody.
Right.
and we wanted to make sure
the answer is a yes.
As long as everything worked okay, it's on recording, right?
It is a yes.
So
I will hold me to it. Let's go. But you guys have to show up.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Leave tonight after the podcast, and you'll make it by January 30th.
Right.
All right. So where does everybody find out information about the theater?
The best way to do that is barebonesproductions.com. You
Okay.
can find out everything you can. And again, our neighbors, the Braddock Public House, have a full-scale restaurant.
Oh, yeah, right.
With a full bar and full menu. It's great. And the best thing we're attached by a hallway in the same building, so you can get food and drink beforehand. Come check us out, and then go meet us in the lobby after.
Never disappoints, and it is so true. I mean, we'll get there, but everything I've ever read, and your tickets go so quickly because, in all seriousness, we have looked and said like, can't make that date, and that's almost full, and can't you know?
It's a tiny theater. We
Sure.
only have about 60 seats, depending on the show.
But you have that
always
draw.
configured.
People know
They
about
know,
it, right?
yeah.
I'm sure you have a lot of repeaters. That's for sure.
We do, yeah. We have a subscription that we just kind of launched this year. We weren't going to do one this year, and then
That's
people
awesome.
like insisted, so
Yeah.
we brought our subscription back.
The
Love
most
it.
important question of the day right now
Talk
is
to
our
me.
question of the day.
So we typically will say something like, "What's your go-to karaoke song?" But instead, you're at a wedding. Yeah, don't worry, you don't have to think like that.
okay, good.
You're at a wedding, and you're about to hit the dance floor. What song is on? Are you a Macarena guy?
Oh no, probably Easy Lover.
Oh, was not expecting that.
All right, for those of you listening to just the audio, picture that one for a second. What is Patrick doing right
There you
now
go,
at a wedding?
uh-huh.
That will get me on the
That's
dance
your
floor.
jam.
That will get me on the dance floor, yeah.
Fair enough. And what did you bring us from your junk drawer?
So check this out. So the junk drawer, it was a massive undertaking.
Yeah.
I found something that I thought would be funny, and this was a good way that I could plug my daughter, right? So when she
Pepper.
was very little, she took one of these cards and put a cat with a mustache and glasses on it. So I carry this expired card
I
in my
love that.
wallet. Right, so I'm carrying it now to show you guys that Pepper is into cats. She just got a dog today.
I love Pepper.
But this is it right here.
Patrick Jordan, always a pleasure to be with you. Thank you for joining us on your Jagoff Late Night. And please make sure you go to, one more time, website.
barebonesproductions.com.
There you go. All right, next up, we have some talented musicians from my neck of the woods in North Hills. Stay with us, your Jagoff Late Night. Mancini's Bakery, 97 years in business and still getting better. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. That's where you will see various Pittsburgh personalities like Gretchen McKay, Super Bowl MVP Santonio Holmes, KDKA's own Mary Hours, and WPXI's Jenna Harner, learning how to make the famous Italian twist bread. Follow Mancini Bakery on Instagram and Facebook, and remember to ask for Mancini's.
Welcome to Fanatic. Can I take your orders?
You need a tap in?
No, we don't use this. We know how to yell the sandwich, the cook. Here we go.
Let's dig in.
It's John and Rachel. We love to dig into iconic Pittsburgh places like Permanis. So we brought our friends from People's Gas.
Please call at least 3 business days before you dig.
It doesn't matter if it's a big project or something small like a mailbox. always call before you dig.
I called. We can dig in.
So please call 811 3 business days before excavating so you don't have to call 911.
Do you know where you need to be?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
It's G-Chet. You know, we're always talking about family traditions. What did your nanny's pierogies or the red sauce taste like? But today, I want to talk about Oreos being the best treat.
Oh no, or Reese's peanut butter.
Reese's peanut butter cups?
Oh, love them.
Yeah. Oreos. Chris, from Grandpa Joe's. Come on now, like, you have to admit, Oreos are the thing.
All right, so like, everybody's got like a chocolate covered Oreo. Would that do it for you?
No.
No?
I mean, chocolate covered Oreos are good. Yeah, I'm not gonna say no, but is there
everybody's got
right?
this.
You pour some chocolate on the Oreo, bada bing, bada bang. The recipe's over.
All right.
So
Let me introduce you to how Grandpa Joe's does it.
okay.
So these are made locally by my favorite sweet shop in Carnegie.
Okay.
And this is a Reese's peanut butter cup in a double stuffed Oreo covered in chocolate.
it's John and Rachael, and if you know my bingo card, this is what is on it. My son goes to Penn State. I am on the North Hills School Board, and I'm a brainwashed Catholic. Those are the three things we talk about all the time. Well, if you go to the North Hills School Board piece, this gentleman right here has been with me at North Hills, and we've done some great things together on the board, but you also are a phenomenal teacher. And I knew that you were a musician, and I said, we need to get you to come on, and here you are. And I want to make sure it's Ezra's Authentic Snake Elixir.
That is correct.
How about that? Where did you come up with that name?
Well, we started with the name. We were in a band, my dad and I, before called Ease.
Okay.
And whenever we started playing together, we got a gig. Somebody asked us if we wanted to play, and we didn't have a name, but people were saying we were the Ease band. So we said Ease, but we had to come up with something old-timey and medicine showy like.
Sure.
So it took a little bit of thinking, and Ezra Brooks, and
I like that. Yeah, that story.
Ezra's Authentic Snake Elixir.
Yeah. That. Okay. And how do you describe the sound of the type of music genre?
That's kind of really hard. We're all over the place. We play acoustic music, electric bass, fiddle, acoustic guitar, but it's anything. Grateful Dead, Doc Watson. Our oldest songs from 1895, New River Train. Our newest one, we're doing a Stephen Marley song from 2024. So we're doing a lot of. It's a polkas, you name it.
So you're a teacher.
Yes,
so
sir.
Your students know that you do this, and do they think it's whatever the word is, cool, dope, snappy? I don't know.
I try not to tell them, but apparently some of them know. So
give you some street cred when you walk in there, or no? They're like,
I just think they look at me kind of cross-eyed.
I don't know kids give any kind of I don't know about that. But it is so important to us that we showcase musicians, because Pittsburgh just has, Western Pennsylvania, such good talent and so many good musicians, and it's just so important. Where are some places that you guys are performing?
Well, tomorrow we're going to be playing at Dough Daddy's up in Gibsonia. We play a lot of craft breweries. Next week we're going to be at Back Home Barbecue and Brew. That's in Callery. And then the following Friday we're playing at Wheelfish down in Ross Township. So we play anywhere from like Millville and Bellevue up to Mercer. A lot of craft breweries, but some other places as well.
Lincoln Avenue Brewery, John.
Oh, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You've been or will be?
Both, right?
We're going to be there February 22nd.
Okay.
How about he was like, am I sure I know where these are? Yeah.
Right,
yeah, exactly.
I can walk to that.
There you go.
Oh, you should stop down. It's Washington's birthday, too.
Oh, there you go. And who doesn't want to celebrate that? Yes.
There you go. All right, so we have a question of the day, but did you bring us a junk drawer gift?
Yeah, but it was really hard because my wife organizes the junk drawer at home, and she notices if something is gone.
Okay.
So I had to go to work.
You had to sneak it out.
This is my work junk drawer.
Oh!
And I was given this a long time ago. This is apparently, if a Jagoff gets on your nerves, this is supposedly a stress toy or a reliever.
How about that?
And what you're giving
it doesn't
us is
work.
A yellow
it doesn't
rubber
work.
Duck.
It really doesn't work. That's why it's.
Oh yeah. So you're giving it up. You're like, the stress is already out of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's been enough. It has been enough. Okay. And the question of the day, obviously to a musician, is sort of funny, but we typically ask about that go-to karaoke. Instead, you're at a wedding. You're thinking about getting on that dance floor. What song gets you up?
Staying Alive.
Oh wow. It's funny to see like people's favorite music.
That's
okay.
the CPR song.
It is. Yeah.
Yes.
I knew that. Well, I knew you knew that.
I have to learn CPR now.
There you go. All right. So tell us, what song are you guys singing for us tonight?
This is going to be an old song by Bessie Smith. It's called Electric Chair Blues.
Okay, cool. So we are going to hear that song from Ezra's Authentic Snake Elixir American Band. But first, we are going to hear from Visit Pittsburgh's own Sarah. Stay with us on your Jagoff Late Night.
Hi everyone, I am Sarah Kovash with Visit Pittsburgh, here to tell you the 412 to-dos. Hope everyone is staying nice and warm with all the snow we've been getting, but if you're feeling a little stir crazy and want to get out of the house, there are a lot of fun events going on in Pittsburgh this weekend. Right now is one of the best times of year if you're a foodie. It's restaurant week. It's already underway, but you can still enjoy the dozens of spots that are available throughout the weekend. It's a great time to try a new restaurant or get a meal at a special price. It's also the last weekend to catch the Cause exhibit at the Andy Warhol Museum. This exhibit features a lot of animated designs, bright colors, and pop culture references, but also has a lot of dark undercurrents and themes. It's a really unique exhibit, and you'll definitely want to check it out before it leaves. You also have a little bit more time to check out the Science Behind Pixar exhibit at the Carnegie Science Center. It was just extended through January 26th. Woody, Buzz Lightyear, Mike and Sully, Nemo and Dory are all there, so check this one out before it leaves too. If you have kids, this weekend you can catch Paw Patrol Live, A Mighty Adventure at the Benedum Center. I know I have a lot of nieces and nephews who love Paw Patrol, so this should be a very popular one for sure. And even though football season for Steelers fans might be over, it's not too early to get excited for baseball. Pirates Fest is happening this weekend at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center on Saturday and Sunday. There are meet and greets with players, both current and alumni, exclusive merchandise, games, so much. If you're a Pirates fanatic or you know one, you definitely don't want to miss this. And of course, these are just some of the many things that are always going on in Pittsburgh. So check out our website, visitpittsburgh.com, for all of the latest events and info. Sorry for my scratchy voice, getting over a cold. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time.
Judge, Your Honor, hear my plea. Before you open up your court, I don't crave no sympathy for what I have to report. I caught him with a gambling Jane. I warned him once before. I pulled my knife, I went insane. The rest you already know. So judge, good kind judge, send me to the electric chair. Oh judge, hear me judge, let me get away from here. I wanna take a journey to the devil down below. I sliced up my sweetie, gotta reap what I sow. So judge, hear me judge, send me to the electric chair. Well, I sliced him with my Barlow, then
now we come in. All right, yeah. Nice. That was awesome. Holy smokes. Well, so once again, this is late night. We appreciate you guys coming down to hang out with us any Friday. In the meantime, because this is the kind of stuff you get. Also, thanks to Danny Bracken from the Mattress Factory.
Thanks to Patrick Jordan. Whether he came late or not, we were happy to see him.
Right. And, of course, thank you to Tracy and Johnny and Monica and Michaela who helped us put this all together.
And let's give it up one more time for our musicians.
Yes, let's hear it. Yeah. Judge. I kicked him in the side. And
have a great weekend. It's your Jagoff Late Night.